That's why you have all the sports, almost all the sports federations, apart from football, not having any backbone and anything. Because the people that are running it don't really care.
When you even talk about football, do they really have a backbone?
No, because it is our passion, and the government will not let it die. That's what I'm saying. Because the government will always prop it up. So if they can't travel, they will give them money.
So
if wrestling can travel, wrestling will stay at home. If wrestling is going for a competition and they don't have money to go, most likely they will stay at home.
Okay, we'll take a moment and go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at, must we do football? Can we go to other places? We'll be back shortly. Don't go away. Welcome back. We're still talking sports development. I said we're going to look at, must we do football? Because, I mean, growing up in primary school, secondary school, we had school sports. We had school competition.
Different sports,
javelin, exactly. I
shot
personally,
sports.
I played the handball, I played volleyball, and I played badminton. Those are the 3 games I played, but steady handball. But these days, you don't even hear of handball in the secondary schools anymore. That used to be.
Where's the space to play it?
No, handball doesn't need a very big pitch. So what is going on with the schools? Because that's where, you say we got Stephen Keshi from a secondary school.
Is this St. Greg's?
What's happening to our schools?
The basic thing is to bring out most of all these things, you need people with passion. You see, the grassroots development is the most difficult aspect to develop.
Can you develop grassroots sports outside of the secondary school? I mean, outside of the schools?
What I'm trying to tell you is this. The private sector may not be interested. The minister or the ministry may not be interested because it's an elongated thing. You are bringing a developmental plan of 10 years. And then the minister says that I'm not going to use more than 4 years in the office. And I need to make money.
I need to get results.
And we need to get quick results.
So if the minister is there and somebody else comes in, it can't continue with that 10-year plan.
That is where we have problem. There's no succession plan in everything we do because we are looking at the immediate gains we can make. Then we have to cut corners. The basic thing is this. When you roll out the plan and they know that this plan will eventually work. But the bottom line, just like I've said, if I'm not going to finish it, but in the developmental system, it doesn't work like that. Look at the London, the British we are talking about now. They knew they are going to host Olympics 10 years before. Did you know what they do? They went back to the school system. Somebody that is 7 years will be 17 10 years after. Somebody that is 10 years will be 20 10 years after. So they pump in their lottery fund into the sports development. Now 10 years after they perform to a certain level, now they've succeeded in moving it 4 years after in another man's country. And in the next Olympics, they are going to do wonderfully well. And they've started doing their succession plan. So most of the sports, they know that they can do well. They put lesser money, but the one they know they can do well, they put a big amount of money. There's what we call sports funding. If the funding is not properly done, you have this kind of a problem. The school, they collect sports levy. And at the end of the day, what happened to the sports levy? Nothing.
No, what about the inter-house sports? I mean, all schools, practically all schools have inter-house sports.
You need a structure. You need a structure, you need a solid plan. Inter-house sports is just a day. After the inter-house sports, what happens? Nothing. The school will be telling you, we are producing a global child. How will you produce a global child when everything about that child starts and ends within the confines of a classroom? If you are talking about globalization, a child at a particular age needs to engage his counterpart at every level beyond Nigerian shores at a particular time. That is when you can now say you are producing a global child.
Okay, Mr. Lakas mentioned space the other time, and I'm sure it will be more relative to private schools, because you find in some public schools you still find space, a field where the children can have their physical education or activities. So should we be looking at that aspect of, if you want to set up a school, You're not just going to get a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom and then think you've started a school. Just so the children also know that getting physically active is as important as getting the education.
The basic thing is this. I've been privileged to move around the globe. I mean, to see some of all these things. If you have a structure, like every 10, 20 kilometers, you have a sports park where people can go and do training. About 20, 30 schools around that place can easily benefit from the sports development, but that we don't have. Beyond that, even if you have the best classroom, you have all the basic facilities and everything, but you don't have a good teacher, what do you think will happen? Everything will be in chaos and it's going to be a total failure. So the basic thing is this: the government needs to, have a lot of infrastructure, facilities. I know there was a time during the Fashola's government, they are trying as much as possible to move to some sunset communities. I know they have one in Sherry here. They have one at Agege Stadium. They also have one across. If we can have that, and some of all these things too needs to be in the rural areas. I don't need to move to National Stadium now before I can get facilities within my community. There should be one, and there should be in every local government a proper structure for sports development. Sports development starts with passion. If you don't have passion for that, you are not going to. If your motive is all about they are making money, let me go and make money. Like I said, the program we are currently doing in Unilag now is more or less like a CSR. Like immediately we discover a talent, we speak with the parents. We go as far as that to make sure that we give them the basic development. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria, through the IAAF, has supported us with the Kids Athletics bag. They gave us 2. Now one, we are using it to train kids at the tender stage in University of Lagos. And then it needs to be marbled. The other one, we are going to schools very soon now to start training teachers. But it behoves the school now to partner us, to cooperate with us, send their PE teachers so that they can have the basic background of teaching.
Okay, let me quickly go to Special Olympics, and if we look at it, we see that every time Nigeria, is well represented and we come back with medals. What is making the difference in Special Olympics for special needs people?
Okay, I will paraphrase it with when Nigeria was the first to come out with female football in Africa. What we're seeing now is because we're the first to enter this race. Just watch, because these athletes, as you know, are even more neglected than the able-bodied ones. So it is just a phase. It's going to pass, and when the other countries get to know what they should do, we'll be at the back again. That's the truth.
No, we are not hoping to.
We're not doing anything extraordinary for them. I met one of them who won 3 golds when she went. What she was complaining about was before they went for the Olympics, they did not go for any international event. So it was just like say, okay, luck played a huge part in all of this, and then it happens. Okay, like it has happened. We should build on it. But after this Olympics is how many months away? Gone. Have you heard anything? Even though they said we had started practicing the day after the Olympics. So for me, there's no passion in the sports industry, and it just seems like it is people who don't have anything to do. Like you said about the PE, because I noticed that when I was in school too. When you have gone around, they pushed you, and your cutoff mark does not meet anywhere. Just education, PE.
This conversation, how there's no passion, how there's no funding, no infrastructure, is a conversation that has gone on for years.
Yeah.
And some people will say, why do we just keep talking and all of that? So beyond the talk, what should we do?
Now,
because individually, we all, you as an individual, you all go about doing your own sports thing. You go to the gym, you run around, you play your football, and some of us that own our businesses actually form small teams in our neighborhood
and play each other.
And play each other. But we are not putting anything down to structure. What should we do?
Okay. I live in a part of Ikeja, and my son wants to do sports. I see the way he watches sports on TV, and I want to let him exhibit or have the chance. And I'm looking for a place for where he can go. Like he said, around me I can't find. I cannot find. Unless I take him from that place and bring him to the national